Well, what is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to A Therapeutic Edge. Today on the table in front of us, we have got, well, it's a knife that I love. I had this before. This is the Heretic Wraith, and this is the manual flipper. Now, I had the auto. Now, I live in California, so automatics are problematic, and particularly when they are this big, right? I just didn't feel comfortable sneaking it out and carrying it around, particularly when I was working where I was working at the time. So I always wanted to try one of the manuals, and so somebody was nice enough to send me along one to check out, and I'm very glad that they did. This is an exceptionally cool knife. Heretic makes really interesting knives. You're going to love or hate this pocket clip. I can't make that decision for you. I love it. Some people are not gonna. It is a liner lock, which is interesting because it's a steel liner lock housed in an aluminum one-piece frame, so it's integral, right, with this liner added, right, attached down here. It's got this marvelous bearings at the pivot. It has thumb studs, which absolutely work, as well as this flipper tab, which also absolutely works. Everything is milled out and knocked down. There's no sharp edges on this knife anywhere except right where you want it, which is right along this 154 cm blade, which, by the way, is hollow ground, and I just love that. Now, my auto was not hollow ground. It was a big flat grind, which made it really durable and robust, but didn't make it that good of a slicer. This thing is much different in that regard and much better. It's got this beautiful swedge across the top, comes to a nice narrow edge, and then thickens up again just as you get to the tip, which makes it very super robust, just in case you need to do some reverse hammer grip action. Maybe somebody at a gas station has decided to piss you off. The handle itself is one of my favorite styles. You know that. It is this long, almost rectangle, which, by the way, makes it a little weird to carry because it's almost as thick as it is wide. But you know, it does make it very comfortable. And I will say one thing about this funky clip. As weird as it is, in the palm, it gives your hand a little something extra in the back to grip onto without causing a hot spot, which means you lock right in it. It's very easy to hold this knife and use it, which is very good. It's got a little bit of jimping right here in case you want to push forward that way, but really what it's got is almost harpoon style right there. Great place for your thumb to land if you're doing like draw cuts this way. You can also come forward for draw cuts this way. It is a really, really good cutter. Now we got to talk about the scary part. These knives are $335 new. I know. It's a little crazy, but they're small batch, made by Heretic Knives. You just kind of have to accept that. Now on the secondary market, they're $250 to $275, which is also very expensive, but not unreasonably so for what you get. So if you want one, keep your eyes open, you know, and you may very well land the one you want. I would have this one if I could have any. The plain black handle, the plain blade. I love the fact that there is zero billboarding on this blade. It's just plain, which is really very cool. All right, let's get some specs out of the way. What do you get for your $335? Sorry. I know. Well, you get one, 2, 3, just about 3 3/4 of cutting, 3 1/2, a little more, and on 3, let's see, 3 1/2, yeah, a little over 3 1/2, and a little over 3 1/2 overall. So it is really nicely aligned. The thumb studs are in the way a little bit of the cutting path, which is kind of a bummer, but not too bad. Let's check out the handle size. It's very generous. You get 1, 2, 3, 4 full inches of grip. If you come around the back, it's about 3 3/4 to right here, which is really just about perfect for my hand. As I said, it is very comfortable. The overall knife, from tip to tail, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 3/4, a little under. It's a really nicely sized knife. It's a big knife. Hi, puppy. My dog has decided to come participate. Let's do some size comparisons with other knives so we know. Here it is with the Benchmade bug out, and as you can see, it is considerably larger than the bug out. Here it is with my Hilltop Knives and Geared Modified Rat Model 1, and these two are very similar in size, but you get a ton more cutting area on the Heretic. It's just a nicer knife all the way around. It's not a lightweight. You know it's in your pocket. Let's go ahead and find out how heavy it is. Oh, that glare is just a killer tonight, isn't it? It's almost like there's a giant light above me lighting up my tail. Oh, because there is. Right? Yeah, 6 ounces. You know, giant chunk of aluminum, steel, big, thick blade. It doesn't surprise me that it weighs that much. Let's go ahead and find out exactly how much blade you get. All right. At its thickest spot, right back here, it is 4.31 millimeters, which is a fairly hefty chunk of 154 cm. The handle at its thickest point is 0.45 millimeters, which is 0.6, over half an inch, right? It's thick. I mean, this way it's almost an inch, and at its widest right here, it is over an inch. So it's a substantial knife. It's substantial in the pocket, it is substantial in hand, and it is substantial on the wallet if you were to want to go get one. But I gotta tell you, so I had the Ferrum Forge drop Mordax for a long time. That's an aluminum body button lock in great steel, but just the same. That knife was always a little small for me. If you like the way aluminum feels in hand, if you like that sort of smooth, just overall feeling and the sounds, you know, the whole package, if you like that and you're looking for an expensive knife to spend some money on, the Heretic Wraith Manual may very well be the tool for you. I have been very glad to have one around to check out. It has been an absolute joy. I hope you've enjoyed this. I know I've enjoyed having it and sharing it with you. If you have any questions about the Wraith or any of my knives, feel free to ask down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.